Have you ever pondered the idea of a universal language? What if everyone in the world spoke the same language? The concept of a universal language is quite fascinating, isn't it? It's the idea of having a common tongue that every human being could understand and communicate with, a language that transcends borders, cultures, and races. It's an idea that has a certain appeal, especially in our increasingly globalized world where communication is paramount. Imagine the possibilities. Everyone being able to understand each other, no more language barriers, the ease of communication. It's a dream of unity and global harmony. But why might we want it? Well, there are many reasons. It could foster global understanding, facilitate international cooperation, and even make learning easier. However, as intriguing as the idea might be, a universal language could have some significant implications. Let's delve into these. Imagine a world where everyone speaks the same language. What would change? Indeed, the implications of a universal language are far-reaching, affecting every aspect of our lives. Firstly, let's consider cultural diversity. Languages are vibrant tapestries woven with the threads of a nation's history, culture, and collective memory. They contribute to the rich diversity of human expression. If we all spoke the same language, this beautiful tapestry could lose some of its color and texture. For instance, a writer in Mexico who pens a novel in the local Nahuatl language is telling a story steeped in the unique culture and history of Mexico. A shift to a universal language could make such culturally significant expressions less accessible, leading to a global cultural homogeneity. Secondly, language is intricately tied to our identities and sense of belonging. Adopting a universal language might blur national loyalties and enhance a global identity. The transformation could be profound, reshaping how we perceive ourselves and others. On the flip side, a universal language would undeniably facilitate communication. With language barriers removed, international cooperation, trade, and diplomatic relations could flourish. It would be easier for people across the globe to collaborate on international projects, fostering a sense of global unity. However, this unity could come at a cost. Each language offers unique ways to express thoughts and emotions. A universal language might result in the loss of these distinct forms of expression. Think about the idioms, proverbs, and original words that might go unused, their meanings and nuances lost in the transition. Lastly, a universal language could potentially slow down language evolution. Language is a living entity, constantly adapting to societal needs and cultural changes. With everyone speaking the same language, the creation of new terms for emerging concepts and technologies could become a more complex process, hindering the swift dissemination of novel ideas. The implications of a universal language are far-reaching and complex. They touch on every aspect of our lives, from our identities to the way we communicate and express ourselves. Language is not just a tool for communication. It's a part of our identity and culture. Consider the rich tapestry of human cultures, each with its unique language, idioms, and expressions. These elements are not mere words, but encapsulate centuries of history, tradition, and identity. Now imagine if we all switched to a universal language. The potential loss would be immense. The vibrant diversity of cultures, the unique ways of expressing thoughts and emotions, the intimate connection between language and identity, all could fade into a monotonous uniformity. Picture a French poet penning verses in the nuanced and romantic French language, or a Japanese haiku artist capturing the fleeting beauty of cherry blossoms. With a universal language, these unique cultural expressions could become relics of the past. So, a universal language could significantly alter our sense of identity and cultural richness. The idea of a universal language might sound appealing for communication, but what could be the impact on the evolution of language? Imagine a world where everyone speaks a common tongue, where the complex tapestry of languages is replaced by a singular global language. Communication would be a breeze, wouldn't it? International cooperation, trade, even diplomatic relations could see a significant boost. Misunderstandings caused by language barriers would be a thing of the past. However, we mustn't overlook the potential ramifications. Languages, like living organisms, evolve over time. They adapt to societal changes and give birth to new terms that encapsulate emerging concepts and technologies. In a world where everyone speaks the same language, this dynamism could be lost. For instance, creating a new term and gaining acceptance for it might become a more complex process, slowing down the dissemination of new concepts. Thus, while a universal language could ease communication, it could also stifle the dynamic evolution of language. The concept of a universal language is indeed thought-provoking. Imagine a world where cultural diversity might dwindle, identities could shift, yet communication barriers would crumble. Picture how unique expressions could fade, and the pace of language evolution might slow. Such is the world with a universal language. The implications of a universal language are profound and complex, intertwining with our identities, cultures, communication, and the dynamic evolution of language itself.